plenty to get across tonight. Joining me now is the Shadow Cabinet Secretary, Andrew Wallace. Andrew, thank you very much for joining me. I want to start with Anthony Albanese's speech and then Q&A today at the Economic Forum. My colleague Andrew Clennell pressed the Prime Minister on the fact that he's still yet to secure a meeting with Donald Trump. This is what he said.
Is there something wrong here? Where's your phone call from Donald Trump in that sense?
I've had three.
But is it just courteous of him not to call you then?
I'm not worried by someone making an understandable decision, which he did, to return to Washington. And one of the things that we've got to do, Andrew, and if you compare it with some media overseas, is we've got to stop talking Australia down.
I mean, it doesn't sound very convincing. And here he was when he was asked if Kevin Rudd's the problem.
The administration's told you they've got no problem with Kevin Rudd, despite what he said.
Yeah, it's been very positive, and he's had meetings. And when I went to the US, the connections that Kevin Rudd has, as much as people might be have had a view about Kevin over a period of time, no one could doubt his capacity, his hard work, his...
Andrew, the Prime Minister's really brushing this aside. He's adopting a no, nothing to see here, not worried. He says he's had 3 conversations with Donald Trump, but is that enough?
Well, clearly it's not. I mean, he's applying the Sergeant Schultz defence of I see nothing. This relationship is too important, Danica, to really descend into this sort of a farce. It is irrespective of whether the Prime Minister likes or doesn't like Donald Trump. That's you know, the Prime Minister has a responsibility to have a working relationship with the President, and clearly the President is he's got Anthony Albanese in the freezer. As to why that is, well, is it because of some of the injudicious comments that he's made in the past? Is it because the Prime Minister refuses to play ball in lifting our defence expenditure to anything beyond 2%, where it currently is, when NATO partners are now spending 5% of GDP? There could be a very long list as to why the President is dissatisfied with Anthony Albanese, probably about as long as the list as most Australians, I might add.
Yeah, look, I don't doubt that at all. And the reality is Penny Wong, she went over there this week, but has come back empty-handed. But it should be yeah, she has. And the Prime Minister should be the one that's on that plane to Washington, D.C. to get it back on track. Now,
absolutely right.
You've got to wonder what's going on with academics in this country right now, Andrew. An ANU senior lecturer in Middle Eastern Studies, Alam Saleh, has spoken to Al Jazeera saying that Iran should consider, quote, serious nuclear measures. Have a listen to this.
التوازن القوى بين إيران وأمريكا وإسرائيل تغيرت. إيران إذا أرادت أن تحصل على قوة الردع العسكري لابد أن تتخذ خطوات جدية نووية لكي تمنع مثل هذه الهجمات، لأن طالما إسرائيليون يستطيعوا أن يضربوا إيران أكثر مما أن يحصلون على هزائم، فلذلك ربما هذا الأمر يستمر لمدة طويلة.
Andrew, so we have a situation where an academic appears to be defending Iran's nuclear measures. Surely that's not appropriate.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, Iran is the principal sponsor of terrorism throughout the Western world. We've seen that as late as October 7, 2023. When 1,200 Israelis were killed, women were raped, children were murdered. Iran funded and sponsored the attacks by Hamas on Israel. And Israel has been defending itself, been defending its people ever since. And, you know, we could not see a world where Iran was going to have nuclear weapons. And look, you know, this is entirely consistent with presidents going right back to George Bush, who have consistently said the world cannot allow a nuclear armed Iran. It's President Trump that has chosen to do something about it in conjunction with Israel. So to have an Australian academic be saying to media in the Middle East that that Iran needs to be nuclear armed to be able to defend itself against Israel is absolutely appalling. And it really does question whether ANU have sorted out their issues in relation to their attacks on Israel.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, in the end, you go to university to learn, not to have some sort of activism thrust upon you, and you just wonder what is going on in some of these universities right now. I want to talk to you about union influence. I mentioned, of course, the Prime Minister's talk of productivity today, but they're doing the exact opposite. The Australian has revealed that the real extent of union influence over the public service. Last year, the Public Service Commissioner quietly set up a so-called consultative committee, which includes representatives from up to 11 unions. Andrew, you know, Albo's all about growth today and boosting productivity, yet he's absolutely hamstrung by these unions.
Well, that's absolutely right. I was visiting a small business in my electorate today that build caravans, and they employ 100 people, 100 locals, and they are absolutely doing it tough today, right now, because of the regulations that are being imposed on small business across this country. Albo has got absolutely no understanding of what it is like, because he never worked in small business to start with, but he's got absolutely no understanding about the industrial relations environment that's caused a lot of irreparable harm to small business, the energy costs. Small businesses are going out the door like no one's, like never before. And to see, look, when I read that article this morning, I could not believe what I was reading. I felt like I was reading an article about something in Soviet Russia or in China, where there's these secret cabals, these secret committees of public servants, and where the public servants are having to be held accountable to union leaders. And we've got to remember that unions only represent about 14% of working Australians. And yet here we are, we've got a situation where the public service leaders are supposed to be public servants, serving the public, not serving the unions. No. And yet the Albo set up this environment which is really very, very concerning to democracy, in my view. And Australians should be absolutely outraged. I know I was.
Yeah, and worried at the same time. I mean, as you said, we've got record number of insolvencies for small business, and they're completely hamstrung, a lot of them by the unions right now. Andrew Wallace, always good to chat with you. Thank you very much for joining me on the show this evening. Appreciate it.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.